Hello guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to take you to a very exciting video because maybe if you guys remember, last video I was talking about Dropshipping Masterclass A to Z. So last video I showed you what I did for certain processes, and in this video I'm going to talk more about the game plan. Alright guys, this is a step-by-step blueprint to get to your first 10k month. Always say, just get started. Not everything needs to be perfect from the start, and that's the thing most people think, and that's why they don't take action. But we always say the best time to start was yesterday, the second best time to start is today. So please take this serious, and if you follow all the steps, I promise you that you will get your first result by the end of this blueprint. Alright guys, let's dive straight into it. So the first step in the process is the mindset. I already told you this in the last video, to do 2 assignments, to create your why and to create your vision board. But I wanted to make it even more easier for you. So what I did, and I created an assignment for your vision board. You get a very clear why for yourself and also your own motives. I would explain to you your why is the reasons why do everything, why do you stand up, why can you conquer all the obstacles that come on your way. That's why this is so important. And the more serious you take this, the more clarity you have in your life and also in your business. Because if you got the right motivation, everything is possible. So really take this serious and follow these exact steps. Same as for the vision board. Like I said, to visualize everything is to create it in real life. Because the moment your mind is constantly busy with the things you're wanting and you can already visualize it as if it is real, eventually you will get it in real life as well. So if you have the clear vision, the clear motivation, nothing can stop you. That's in short what I want to say with this. So take this serious. I will share these links as well in the description so you can start with your own. This takes up to 1 day. Of course, you can take longer time for it, but it is possible. If you really just sit down, take it serious and follow the steps, it's possible to fix it in 1 day. Because remember, we have 1 month. So I don't want to waste too much time to certain things, and that's not waste. But what I mean by waste is that we get stuck in certain processes where you can do it faster. Because like I said, it don't need to be perfect from the start. Your why in your vision board is for your own. It doesn't need to be perfect. Remember that very closely. Also for the other steps that I'm going to talk to you about, it doesn't need to be perfect. You can always add things later. You can dive deeper into certain research. Most important thing, get started. All right, so then we have the first day filled in with creating your motivation, your why, and your vision board. Okay, the second step, the product research. And one thing before I go over this again, really important to check the first video before you watch this video, because there I explain what you need to do exactly and how. In this video, it is more of the practical part, action points, and what you need to do. So you follow the steps of the product research. So that means you're following the methods of the KPIs that I talk about, like you see over here. Just to be sure, I've written them down again. So a minimum of 20 to 30 active ads, similar web, 40k plus monthly traffic. Now you can watch the video if you don't know what similar web is. It's just a tool where you can see the traffic. Now, is it applicable for a large audience? Wow effect is a bonus. Problem solving, demand. These are important things to know about your concept. Now, where can you do the research? Facebook ad library. Spy tools, Google, similar web. Now, first thing, make a list, just open an Excel sheet and write down all the 50 concepts that you find. How can you do that? Just go to, for example, the Facebook store, ask ChatGPT what kind of keywords in certain niches are being used. For example, pet, baby, home decor, kitchen. All those niches have certain keywords. You can just go to ChatGPT, ask them for what kind of keywords are being used the most for e-com stores. And based on the keywords, you can start your research. It could also be very simple words like a lamp or like a bed, or like baby tools, like very easy words. Tools for dogs, games for dogs, all those kind of things can work. You can just play around with that. Don't look in one niche, look in different kinds of niches, and based on that, you can make the list. Don't look too deep into this. Just look at these KPIs and write it down. Later on, we will go more in depth, but this is just the part of getting the process better. And it's very important because here you can see why brands work. Why do concepts work? You can make connections because you are like looking for so many different kind of niches. And what you will see specific aspects of websites, of creatives, of marketing that overlap each other. So you will understand it better. And that's the whole point of this, understanding the game better. Going more in depth is something for a later stadium. Now, We take 3 days for this because it takes some time in the beginning to get started, of course. Maybe you don't find the right keywords, and I really want you to focus on this. If you really focus on it, you can even do this in 1 day. You can also take a little bit longer than this. I just take the average of 3 days, so you have enough time to prepare yourself for the next steps. All right, after that, the third step. Now you have a whole list of concepts, many different niches, but you don't know which one to choose, right? Now, very easy, because based on the KPIs, you have some of those concepts that will stick out, because also write down, of course, what are the amount of ads, so all these things, and the monthly visitors. Now, maybe there's already some products that caught your eye. For example, you have lighter products, you have more heavier products, and you have like a specific light product where you see there's a lot of reach, a lot of monthly visitors, a lot of active ads, and you already have an idea how you can market it. Maybe you can see that there's a lot of content available, so you can test with that. Or maybe you already have an idea how to improve it. Those are things that can be handy in this kind of situation. All right, now, what you then do, choose your top 5 at least of those lists. With the top 5 concepts of those 50, you are going to dive deeper into the competitor research. And what does competitor research mean? Now, competitor research means you're really going to dive into the competitors of that specific concept. So in my previous video, I had an example of compression socks. Now, there are many different kinds of compression socks. Compression socks for people who are in the fitness. I had compression socks for older people. I had compression socks for people with big legs and big feet, all kinds of different aspects. So I made the list, and based on that, you have a very clear overview of how the market is looking on the moment and your specific niche. Let's see, I have here competitor research it's not of the socks. It is a different concept. It's about a supplement with a specific benefit. Now, this is a sheet that you can fill in. For example, you see here the monthly visitors. You also can see what are the top selling countries and the active ads in Meta. How do you get this data? Let me just open one of these stores. Now, this is a product. Then we will check their monthly visitors. It's a little bit less than before. I see 100K less, but still it is 250K monthly visitors. So believe me, this store is printing. But what I'm focusing on, I see the monthly visitors, but I also want to check out where they're selling. US. All right. Now, the same you can do for the different countries. And why is this handy? Because maybe you see that a specific concept is performing very good in US, but yeah, then it's also more saturated because there are so many competitors already. But you can see that in UK, there is demand. They are selling a little bit, but there is not a big competitor there. Maybe you can just copy and paste the concept there. So these are all things you need to take into account when considering your concept. So what I want to do, I want you to make a similar sheet as this and then do this for all your 5 top selling concepts. Then you have a big list of competitors and concepts, and then after that you can choose which one you want to do the most of those concepts. And it's based on data, of course. We don't want to bring on our emotions in play. But what I mean with that is, now, is the data good? So the monthly visitors, is there a place in a different market? Like I said, maybe in the UK. Do you see there's potential? Can you maybe test with the content that is already live? All these things you take into account, analyze that for the 5 content and choose your number 1 option. All right, for this, we take 3 days. And again, about the time frame, I just say 3 days, but also with this, when you're done the competitive research, it doesn't mean you stop there, because it's an ongoing process. Always keep searching for new competitors, because maybe you didn't find all the competitors that are on the market. So make sure you always keep analyzing that. The research of a brand never stops. I even would suggest you to have at least 2 days of research minimum per week, that you just look at all the things that we do in this process again and again. So you know your market better, you know your target audience better, you know your niche better, you know your customer persona better, everything. But all right, what I did besides this is these are also things, of course, you take into account when deciding on the concept. Now, is it really problem solving? And what does I mean with that? The more problem it solves, the bigger the problem, the more people will pay for it. Does it have a wow effect? Is the demand product? Can you shock people maybe? It's like, wow, when they see the ad really, is it like impulse buy? These are all things we can play around with. Now, the other things are already explained. Now, based on this, you decide on your number 1 concept, and then you go deeper onto that. All right, store building. Create your store with one of the options. Now, I explained in the previous video, you can use an editor to make your store. You can make it yourself. You can use a store builder. Store builder, very easy. You need to adjust after that a lot of things yourself, but it's a very good way to start. You can create it yourself, very good, if you of course know how to build a store, but it takes a lot of time. And what we want in this video is that you are live as soon as possible. So I would recommend to use one of the other options, and that is the store builder or the editor. Me personally, I always work with editors because I just like to communicate with somebody that knows how I think, and I can explain why I want things so they understand it better and they can create it also better instead of that I need to do everything myself. So what I would suggest, you have the competitor research, you know what works, what kind of stores are working in your specific niche. For example, I see specific sections on a store, like the pictures here, like the FAQ here, that I also want on my store. Because I know what's working, I can get inspiration from that. So I don't say you need to copy the website, but you can get inspiration from it. Also, very important, eventually, of course, you want to create a brand identity. Already think about this in the beginning, how you want to do that. Of course, in the beginning, you don't need to go much in detail, but you can already think about your future, your colors, what kind of things you would want to have. And very important, these things, these subjects here are very important. All big brands have this on their website in different forms. But yeah, you did your competitor research, so you know how your direct competitors do this. Take that into your advantage and also take this into account when you are building your store. All right, I will share a link as well in the description on where you can open an account on Shopify. There you can start with this process. And we have also partners like editors that you can use to build your first store. Also, like a good store builder is atlas.ai if you want to create, for example, a store with the tool. It's a little bit cheaper, but like I said, you need to adjust more. I would recommend to work with the editor. And also good to know, section store, I will type that here, because even if you're working with the editor, maybe you want to add some things later on. With this app, section store, you can search it up in Shopify. You can buy certain sections to add to your store. So even if something is missing, let's say the pictures, you can buy this section, maybe not exactly like this, but something similar, and you can add it to your store. So there are enough options to have very clean and good website nowadays. I must say, back in the days, we need to do everything ourselves, but now it's very easy because of these options. So yeah, make use of it. Okay. Next step, fulfillment process. Very easy to do this. Many beginners don't understand this. They think, oh, I need to do everything myself. I need to order everything myself. No, we just do the following. All right, over here, we just do the following. You see here an old store of mine. I just go to settings. I just go to users, add users. And here I fill in the email of the agent. And of course, you already are in contact now with the agent because we also have those as partners. So you know their email. You invite them, you give them the right role. Everything is set then. So from now on, if you got an order, they will fulfill it. So it's never has been that easy to get orders and to fulfill them. Because this way, you don't need to do anything. Everything is automated. The agent will get a notification that there is an order. They will fulfill it. They will give it a track and trace code so the customer knows what the item is. Only thing you need to do is pay the invoice at the end of the day. That's it. So don't worry about difficult fulfillment processes because everything is fixed for you. Oh, one thing that I need to mention about the store building. You see here 5 to 7 days. That is because building a store takes some time. Even for the editor, if he knows what you want, it still takes some time to really build it. So be aware of that. Now then with the fulfillment process already, create this. All right. Very important point. Building your customer persona. Your customer persona is important for your batch of creators because who are you going to target? And in the previous video, I showed you the awareness stages and why they are so important. Also how you are going to communicate your message to the target audience. But yeah, create your persona. How do we do that? These are the 4 first important steps to do that. So add comments, Facebook, Amazon reviews, Trustpilot, Reddit. Like I said, in the previous video, I showed you how I do that. So how would that look? Create an overview of different tabs. Now, then you have a tab for the Reddit research, for the Amazon research, Trustpilot research, etc. So in each step, you are going to provide the right data. Let's say, for example, here, it was Reddit. So these are all Reddit answers. So these are threads in Reddit. That means that if you search for a specific subject like the compression socks or the gummies, you will get conversations with people on Reddit. Now, over there, you can just create them, copy and paste them, the important ones, and put them all in the sheet. Now, the same is with Amazon reviews. You go to Amazon, you look at the reviews, the most important ones, and you put them here, and the amount of stars. Trustpilot, now same. Let's see, Trustpilot, I don't have any reviews here, but it's the same idea. You go to Trustpilot and you get the reviews there and put them all here. All together, you put this in ChatGPT and get very detailed data based on that. It's best to download this as separate PDFs and then just upload it in ChatGPT. All right, now what will you get then? With this research, you will get pain points, desires, benefits, objections, and failed alternatives. For example, the pain point. You will see what kind of pain points these people are having. Based on this pain point, you can also do research. For example, you see that a specific person has a lot of feet pain, but it's very specific feet pain. You see they get swollen feet, for example. All right, first we did research based on these comments, Amazon reviews for the product. But now we have a different thing. We have swollen feet. Swollen feet is separate from the product, but it's a big pain point. Now you can dive deeper as well and do research, the exact same research, for example, on Reddit, on YouTube, but then for swollen feet. So you dive even deeper in the research. Now with that information, you do that for all pain points, desires, benefits, etc. Then you have really created a solid persona. Now, based on that data, you can create your first creatives, because now you know what kind of pain points they have with the product and also what the person has individually for problems. Now, with this, you can create the creatives. For this, I now have done 1 to 3 days. I must say that takes some time because you really need to dive into this for hours. But yeah, if you focusing for this a couple days and you deliver the hours, then you can create a clear overview of what you need to do for the first creatives. Same for this, it's an ongoing process. So I want you to have, like I said before, at least 2 days per week to dive again into this, to do even more research, because you will never stop learning. The moment you stop doing research to your persona is the moment you will stop growing. And we all know what that means. If you stop growing, you will fall behind. So take that into account and really take this serious, because a persona is the thing you build your whole business on. Now, also what is connected to this, the store building. In the beginning, we had it about the store. We wanted, of course, to have it general, but later on you will also going to A/B test with the information you got from your persona. So that's why this also is so important. All right, last step is launching the ads. Now, what do you need to do? For the ads, you need to create a business Facebook. Very easy. Just search it up, business Facebook, go over here and make a business account with your personal Facebook. You can do it like this. Yeah, you can just log in and you can start right with advertising. Only thing you take into account, in the beginning, you have a spending limit of €50 per day because Facebook wants to see if you are a scammer or not. Later on, this will grow and you can have higher budgets. This is something you can do. You can also buy an advanced structure. We also have partners for that. Advanced structure means you buy an account, and with this account, if you connect an agency account to that, you don't have a spending limit. You can start with advertising on higher budget right from the start. If you have the budget for it, I would recommend to do this because then you can start right away. If you want to do it more slowly and it doesn't matter to you if it takes a little bit longer, then you can go for the personal account. But one thing, later on, your personal account will be stronger. The personal accounts are the strongest accounts you can have. So on the long term, will also benefit you. All right, now for launching the ads, we have a different video on how you can set up the campaigns. So we recommend you to watch that because there we go more in depth for this. Now, then your first ads are live. And of course, maybe you get sales in the beginning, maybe not, but you have started. Finally, most important thing also to know about this is in the beginning, in the testing phase, it's normal that it doesn't pick up right away because your pixel, your account needs to get the data to become smarter. They need to learn from the data. And it's a very important step in the game because with the data and when they become smarter, they can easily target your right target audience better. And with that said, it will become smarter, it will go faster, and then it becomes a snowball effect. The data comes in, you get more sales. Because of the sales, the data comes in faster, and eventually it starts to pick up. And with this process, you can have your first 100K month. Let's count how many days this will take. Now, 1, 4, 7, so here's your first week, and every 2 weeks here, 2.5 weeks. Now we're going about 3 weeks for setting up everything, and then the last week you have for advertising. Now, don't underestimate, it can go really fast with sales. Sometimes, like I said, you need to get some more data. Sometimes it picks up faster. Okay, with this exact blueprint, you can get to the 10K month, but that's just the beginning. Just remember, if things pick up, it can go really fast to the 100K month. Okay, just imagine how that changes your life. And I will also always say this in every video because I can say this with 100% certainty. I really believe in this process because I've seen so many succeed and I also want you to succeed. That's why we take the time to make these videos and to deliver you this content for free, because I really believe in you and the possibilities with this business model, because we have so many different success stories. I'm one of them as well, but my students also. I see how it changed their life, and I really want everybody to benefit from this process. So please take it serious, believe in the process, but most of all, believe in yourself, believe in what you can do and what is possible in your life. So if you follow all these steps and you have the first success, send me a message, because I want to know it. I really want to be part of your journey as well. And like I said, I believe in you guys, and let's crush it. And I see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.